Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I'm going to be doing a first line battle to determine which will be the first book I read in September. A couple of days ago I announced my September TBR, but I have recently recognised that next week is going to be a particularly busy one for me. This is because I'll have work, Poems and Pints at the Button Warehouse is back and I am going to be the host while Joy is away. The writers group is going to be back, which means that really I don't have much free time because I'll also be getting back the comments from beta readers about Mistakes Mean Murder and beginning to implement those before I send the book off to Dane. Therefore, while I wish to get some reading done, I want the decision over what I should read to have already been made. And when I have a list of books, I can usually find it difficult to figure out where to go. Therefore, I thought, let's do a first line battle, not just because it gives us some content, but because it should make it easier for me next week when I'm looking to pick something up. If you haven't seen my September TBR video, then the books that are featured on there are Maps of Imaginary Towns by S.J. Bradley, Number 9 Dream by David Mitchell, 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami, London Burning by Anthony Quinn, and Molly and the Captain, also by Anthony Quinn, the complete short stories of Elizabeth Taylor, and finally, The Claverings by Anthony Trollope. And since this book has already been featured on a first line battle, when I decided which book by Anthony Trollope I was going to read next, I thought we could begin with this one. Chapter 1, Julia Brabazon. The gardens of Clavering Park were removed some 300 yards from the large, square, sombre-looking stone mansion which was the country house of Sir Hugh Clavering, the 11th baronet of that name, and in these gardens, which had but little of beauty to recommend them, I will introduce my readers to two of the personages with whom I wish to make them acquainted in the following story. Again, I'm reminded of what I like about Anthony Trollope, but also that narratorial voice that I think is very stylistic of the Victorian era. So obviously this one is winning at the moment. From there, I think I will go to Elizabeth Taylor with the complete short stories. Maybe we'll work backwards with all of these because I've already read 125 pages worth of this, well, just over. I don't see this being the first book that I'll read in September, just because I'm only reading 125 pages, but I do tend to go to short stories when I'm writing or I'm busy, so let's see. This story that we're going to begin with is called Plenty Good Fiesta. Long, long ago, during the Spanish Civil War, Fernando came to live with us for a short time. That one doesn't do it for me as well as the Anthony Trollope one did. So no, it's not going to be the Elizabeth Taylor beginning things for us, but I'll be reading that throughout the month anyway. From there, let's go to Molly and the Captain by Anthony Quinn. Oh, and it looks like it's going to begin with a diary. I found that tear I was talking about the other day as well. September 5th, 1785. Mr. Lowther called at the house again. Well, okay. Kind of not doing anything for me there. Okay, let's go to... so the Claverings is still in the lead. This is going to be hilarious if I end up reading an Anthony Trollope straight after reading another Anthony Trollope. I am currently reading The Vicar of Bullhampton. Then we have London Burning. So, the stilted giant of the Westway loomed overhead, the noise of cars swishing across it. I'm going back to the Claverings for a second just to have a look. I know that it doesn't seem like it, but with the stilted giant of the Westway loomed overhead, the noise of cars swishing across it, it's short and it just feels kind of inconsequential. But the more I think on it, I'm thinking about the noise that the cars are making. Why would somebody want to be around this? I think London Burning's taking it there because I'm weirdly interested by the noisy cars. That makes no sense to me. I was just like, yeah, let's go back to the Claverings and just have a look. And I'm really thinking, like, I'm still interested by the noisy cars. So then we go to Haruki Murakami. Oh, this was translated from the Japanese by J. Rubin and Philip Gabriel. Chapter 1, Aomami. Don't let appearances fool you. The taxi's radio was tuned to a classical FM broadcast. Oh. The taxi's radio was tuned to a classical FM broadcast. It's strange because that's sound. And the London Burning one, that was sound too. I do like a classic FM in an evening, don't I? Do I care more about classic FM noise than I do about cars? I'm in a quandary to make this, like, can I change this and make a decision? Like, read the first paragraph maybe to make a decision. Let's do that. We're extending this just for these two books to the first paragraph to see. Okay, I decided to read the first paragraph of each to make a decision then, and London Burning has won that one just for piquing my interest a bit more. However, the Haruki Murakami was certainly intriguing. Then we are going to move on to Number 9 Dream by David Mitchell. This is the one that I said I've been struggling with because I've had this on my shelves for a really long time, and there's just something with Number 9 Dream I've been incredibly reticent about. It is a simple matter. It is a simple matter. What is? Let's read on. I'll give it... Do I give it another sentence? We're sticking with London Burning for a second. Okay, and now we're at the beginning again with Maps of Imaginary Towns by S.J. Bradley. This is a short story collection, and you will be getting a review of this next month because I got this book free in exchange for an honest review, and it's coming out on the 27th of September, so you can expect a review around then. This story is called Backstreet Nursery 2050. The letter came one morning as Paul was feeding the baby. The letter is intriguing, but I think that Anthony Quinn has won it with London Burning. It could have easily been the Haruki Murakami, as we saw, so it might be a case of, should I see a quieter week during the month, I might try and get the Haruki Murakami read then. Obviously, I won't have so much in the second week because Poems and Pints is only on the first Wednesday of the month. There we have it. London Burning is our winner of this first line battle. Because I read the first paragraph, shall I show you the first paragraph that ended up helping me decide between this and 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami? The stilted giant of the Westway loomed overhead, the noise of cars swishing across it. Huge pale clouds shouldered over the navy sky. Vicky stepped into the pool of night shadow, squinting to adjust her sight. She glanced at her watch, coming on for 10:30, and stopped to light a cigarette. The August evening was still warm, and she could feel pinpricks of sweat under her arms. She glanced down, considering her look. Thin blouse, leather mini, 2 silver bangles riding on her wrist. Her baseball pumps didn't really go with the fishnet stockings, but they'd be the sensible choice if she had to run. She had a quick rummage through her handbag to check everything was there. Now, I know that this is going to be dealing with the police force in the 1970s, as well as stuff that might be going on to do with the IRA and that sort of thing. And it's a topic that I can remember being touched on with a TV show called White Heat that came out in around 2011, 2012. So yeah, so we have London Burning as the first book I will be reading in September. But I do intend to read all of these books next month as well. Anyway, we finally came to a decision. It might have taken us some time, but we got there. If you would have decided any differently, then please feel free to let me know in the comments. I hope that you have enjoyed this video because until next time, that is all.